All right, hey y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. It's the Astro Mystique here with Conjuring Crafts and Tarot. For those who already subscribe, y'all already know y'all are part of the tribe. I appreciate y'all always for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for supporting, for the donations, for the support. And for those who are new to the channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoy this video and the content that I do post for you guys on Wednesdays. This is the day it's centered around teaching. So I try to share videos. Right now we're doing a series on astrology for beginners. So if you're interested, stick around. I do have videos that we already have posted. So if you haven't had a chance, go back and watch those as well. It should be under the AstroScience tab. All right, so y'all, we're gonna get straight into it. Today's lesson is all about Mars. Mars, its influences, the functions to it, element, as well as its ruling sign. So what does Mars represent in astrology? Okay, overall, Mars is the planet that influences our energy, our drive. It's how we are when we take initiative to take action towards something. It's also tied into our desires as well as it's our form of aggression. Okay, so how we express ourselves whenever we are acting out in that energy, right? So Mars is associated, okay, with the body parts of, the male genitalia. It's associated with muscles, the physical body. It's also tied into the nose and the excretory tract, as well as the red corpuscle. So I did include some information, you guys. Let me get that for y'all, for those who are interested in knowing these little quick did you knows. Okay, so the first did you know is the excretory tract is related to or concerned with excretion. So basically, in this system, this part of our human system is the part that facilitates nitrogenous waste from our bodies, and it carries main organs. The main excretory organs within our bodies are our kidneys, our urethras, our urinary bladder, and our uterus. So kidneys is what, after, like, the kidneys flush out the blood in our bodies. So it's important for us to have these parts of our bodies, for those, whatever your Mars energy is in within your chart, you want to pay attention to that, because that's going to show you how, pertaining to this specific body associations, it'll show you where you possibly will have, any type of health challenges in that area. Okay, so let's keep going. We have the red corpuscles, which is basically our, to shorten it up, is our red blood cells. The red blood cells function is what delivers oxygen from our body tissues via the blood flow through our circulatory system. So our lungs, okay, and it carries the lungs basically carries the body tissue, which produces energy and oxygen. And then it releases waste known as carbon dioxide. So the red blood cells take the carbon dioxide waste and bring that to our lungs for us to be able to inhale or exhale and breathe. So it's very important. I want to include something with this information. So you ever heard the term, right? We done heard the term, people say, oh, that person is hot-headed. Okay. I know this energy all too well, because I do carry a lot of Aries energy, and I actually have Mars in Aries. So I think I can kind of get more in depth on this energy, so that you guys can kind of get a bigger understanding of it. And you can look at your personal charts to see how it resonates for you personally, right? So breath work. I want to stress breath work for those who are like me, who have Mars in Aries or Mars in the first house, which is the ruler of Aries. If you have this energy in your chart, you definitely will benefit from breathwork techniques to keep your to keep your mind and your body relaxed, because Mars is active energy. It's masculine. So, it's all about movement. And with Aries as the ruler of Mars, which we'll go more into, you guys, with Aries as the ruler of Mars. Oh, I'm sorry about that. The lighting went out on us. Okay, you guys still can see though. So yeah, with Aries as the ruler of Mars, you want to be mindful of how you are operating as far as just in your own energy, right? Because you can get burnt out. For those, like I said, mainly for those who have fire signs. So if you have Mars in Aries, Mars in Leo, or Mars in Sagittarius, or if you have Mars in the first house, in the fifth house, or in the ninth house, you can tend to kind of get burnt out, because it's double, it's like fire, a lot of fire. So the opposite of fire is air. That's why all air signs are the opposite. And you guys, y'all can check that video out. I did do on the elements, because it will explain more about the opposite of the elements in the signs. So Libra is the opposite energy of Aries. I just wanted to kind of go into that real quick, but we're going to actually go more into Aries. But going back to breath work. Breath work is great to be able to calm the body. Like I said, calm down the mind. Okay. We all have, different chemicals that releases within us in our body. And so our neurotransmitters are released during our body whenever it's responding to some type of stress. So a lot of times people, wherever you have your Mars energy at, you want to pay attention to your stress levels there. Also, not just your drive and the things that drive you and the positive aspects, but the importance of bringing balance to that active energy with that feminine energy. Okay. So, being able to breathe, take time to meditate, all these things is the reason why we do these things. And it's a practice because we bring in balance back into our bodies. It's a form of calling your energy back to you. Okay. So breath work is deep breathing, and it enables more airflow into our bodies. And that way we can have a natural way to calm our nervous system down. So it helps us control stress and that fight or flight switch. So for those especially who have Mars in Aries or Mars in fire, you will benefit big time for calming your energy down and not dealing with stress and overload, because it also causes anxiety. And I've been through that as well, which one day I'll go into a video of how I healed myself from anxiety naturally through trance work, breath work, blah, blah, blah. All right. So yeah, as far as this specific chemical that is vital for regulating our moods and overall our well-being is serotonin. So whenever you do tap into your breath work, you find yourself releasing that chemical within your brain to add to you relaxing and like I said, regulating your mood. So I just wanted to include that, you guys. I hope y'all found that little DIY, did you know, interesting. All right, so we're going to keep going. So the ruling sign, let's go into the ruling sign. The ruling sign of Mars. Okay, every planet has its ruling sign, or some planets share a ruling planet. Some signs share a ruling planet. But for overall, every planet has its sign that it rules, and the sign of opposite of that sign, as well as the sign that it is in detriment or exalted in. Okay, so here we have Mars. The ruling sign for Mars is Aries. And Aries, again, is an active energy. It is a masculine energy. It represents the ram. So Aries is known as the baby in the zodiac. Okay, because it's the first, it's the beginning. It's us. When we first came out of our mother's wombs, it was us, right? And then we pulled into that Taurus energy of, learning our self-worth, learning to value life by breathing, right? By clenching onto our mother, getting that nurturing going down the line as far as Cancer. But I'm getting off topic. Let me get back on. All right, so we're going to go more into Aries. So Aries traits, if you were born anywhere from March 21st to April 19th, you are a sun in Aries. But here we are not talking about sun in Aries. We're actually talking about Mars, your Mars placement being in Aries. So Aries, again, is a fire sign, is cardinal modality. So cardinal, it represents, as far as, because there are angular houses, okay? And planets that are in the angular houses, beginning with the first house, the fourth house, the seventh house, and the 10th house, are the houses that influence us the most. And that's why these are considered the most important. So wherever you have first house energy, Aries, okay, sign, is will be highlighted in your energy in your life as one of the most important energies that you have to learn to work through. So the traits, the traits or characteristics for Aries is known to be about strength, courage, and sincerity. Okay, Aries are very sincere people. The positive aspects of that energy, it was 11:11 on the clock. The positive energy about that energy is they are very brave, direct, fearless, independent. They have a deep sense of justice and are natural leaders. Now, the negative or the opposite, on the opposite spectrum of that energy, Aries are known to be aggressive. They can be self-centered, pushy, inconsistent, and bad-tempered, also selfish. So if you know an Aries, y'all know you can see that ranking true. And if you got Aries in your chart, you can tell that this energy ranks true as well. It's all about balance because everything has this dual energy. Y'all know I stress that a lot. All right, so let's keep going, honeys. Let's keep going. Let's remember now the first 6 houses, and I did this in the the first or the second video of this series. The first 6 houses are known as the personal houses. And so the last 6 houses are the interpersonal houses. So personal will be more about yourself, more about one-on-one, and not one-on-one, but just more about yourself, really. You know, you learning yourself, tapping into your self-worth and values with the Taurus, going into Gemini, learning how to communicate and deal with other people close to you, like siblings, and how you showing up in that dynamic as far as your family with Cancer there. So, and Leo, being in your own energy, you know, shining your own light, being courageous. These are all things that is more personal energy that's taking place. So wherever, again, you have first house at, or Aries energy, is personal for you, okay? The analogy is for this sign or this planet is I am or I act. So it's going to be like if you find yourself saying I am, that's because you're activating. This is a way that you are actually activating that energy that you naturally carry. Like for myself, I always see how I say myself. I use myself for a lot because I have a lot of Aries energy in me. Not just my Mars in Aries in Capricorn house, but I also have my moon in Aries first house in Cancer. So I express myself. I initiate how I feel. All right, so let's keep going, darlings. Going back into Mars a little bit more. Mars is associated with our ambitions and it's our basic instincts, okay? That's the area that you can see how you operate in that way, based off of whatever placement you have your natal Mars. Now, it's associated with males, soldiers, surgeons, mechanics, husbands, mature energy or maturity. It's also associated with courage, assertion. So asserting yourself, your passion, how you are independently, your enterprise. It's an enterprising energy, and it deals with the ego, sexual drive, individuality, your survival means of survival, yang energy, because again it's masculine, and competition. Also sports and war, stamina, conflict, force, vigor, and your mechanical abilities all will show up in this energy as far as Mars. So for instance, if you are let's say that you are a Mars in Aries in the first house, like you are somebody that is extremely masculine. If you are a male, you are extremely masculine. If you're a female, you're extremely masculine. You could be a bodybuilder. Okay, you could be maybe a sports coach or a sportsman type person. Okay, you could be maybe a soldier into the military, because for you it's all about you definitely all about your physical body, and you are like a warrior. You do not mind fighting. You probably over the years found yourself going through a lot of fights, but you can also be a great anger management coach, somebody to help other people because of the energy that you are in. And yeah, so that's just giving a quick brief example. So we're going to go further into the first house energy. The first house is also associated with Aries. It is the ruler of Aries sign. So first house is linked to ourselves. It represents the area of our appearances. Like I said, the body, how the first impressions that we make, okay? Our attitudes, our identity, and our approach to life. It's representative for beginnings, and the ascendant is a symbol of the way, because everybody ascendant sits in the first house. So if you want to know what your rising sign is, once you find out with your birthday, your birth time, what your rising sign is, it will automatically be in the first house for the most part. So with your ascendant, it is the symbol of the way that you act in life. It's the image of your personality that's seen by other people and your attitude towards life. So overall, you would look at the first house energy is how your outlook on life, or about life, your personality, and your physique. So for me, I am a Gemini ascendant. So that means automatically I have a first house also, right? So Gemini ascendant in the first house, I like to talk. I can come off as very witty, very intelligent. I love to learn. I am very curious, So I don't have a problem with acting. How I act is I talk, I assert how I think, I assert, because a Gemini deals with I think. Yeah, so getting off of that. So if you also a Gemini, a rising Gemini, what's up? Make sure you drop a Gemini symbol below in the comment section, y'all, because we're going to start interacting with one another, okay? And I do appreciate all those who do comment already. I love y'all so much. 1717 was on the clock. All right, y'all. So this actually will be concluding our video, and I appreciate y'all for sticking around, for the likes and the support always, because y'all the reason why I keep going and keep doing this. And yeah, I hope y'all gain something from it. Peace and prosperity.